This lesson shows some interaction between components. The command string from some buttons are captured as the buttons are clicked, and the strings are displayed in a label component. Right here is the declaration to the reference to a label object. It was necessary to put it here because this class refers to it in more than one method. In this program, 4 components are created and turned over to a panel object for display. Notice that this time there is only one reference to a button object, and it's used over and over again. It's used to hold the address of all 3 buttons created in this method. And that's okay, because we're not keeping the references anyway. We're just turning them over to the panel. The first component added to the panel is a label object. A reference to the label object is stored here for use later. A label is a very simple component because about all it can do is display a line of text. There's no need to call an add action listener for it because it doesn't have any actions. However, we do call the add action listener for all 3 of our buttons. Now, whenever a button is pressed, this method is called. It doesn't matter which button it is, we take the action command of the button and use it in a call to the set text method of the label. This changes the text displayed by the label to the text of the button. Now, imagine what happens inside the button when the set text method is called, passing a new string to it. Just like the canvas objects we were working with earlier, a label is a component. It contains a paint method that gets called from outside whenever the time has come for it to display itself. Inside its set text method, it stores the new string as the one to be displayed and calls repaint to update the display. This causes its paint method to be called, which uses the new string to build the display. All of this has what could be considered an unexpected consequence. Let me show you what happens. As you can see, the label object has no natural decoration. It displays text in a simple default font on a simple default white background. You can actually change all of these settings. Go look at the enormous number of methods available for the label class and its superclass, the component class. You can set the font, the color, and all sorts of things, such as positioning the text left, right, or center inside the label. Clicking on the buttons changes the text displayed by the label. But look what happens here. This one won't fit. It gets chopped off. That's because the original call to pack determined the size of the label while it held a shorter word, and nothing has happened to make the panel change its mind about that size. One way to force it to recalculate is like this. The layout manager recalculated all the sizes and had to shift things around to make it fit. Now, I know this resizing situation is not something you'll normally run into. All you have to do is make sure the thing starts out big enough to begin with. But I just wanted to show it to you so you'd be aware of the problem.